Hey everybody. For today, I got my last final first round mock draft for the 2019 draft. I got trades and let me kick it off just like this. With the number one overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Kyler Murray, quarterback, Oklahoma. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, seems like they're just two peas in a pod right now. I really understand why they're going with Kyler Murray because if you're coming in, you only got one shot in the NFL as a head coach. So you got to come in, you got to have your guy at quarterback so everything can just go as planned and expected so you can have a fair shot when you're first coming in as a first time head coach. Okay, with the number two pick, I have the 49ers selecting Nick Bosa. I know with all his injury concerns and everything, I understand that if he can stay healthy, number two, they're getting a great player. It went healthy. He's a good solid player when healthy. And yes, number three, I have the New York Jets selecting Josh Allen. The reason why I have them selecting Josh Allen is because in free agency they attempted to go get Anthony Barr. And I feel like Josh Allen can play a similar role at a cheaper price for them. And they can have, I know the Jets, they said they're looking to move down, but I was kind of looking and seeing, I was like, it's really hard for me to get them to move down unless, you know, somebody comes up for a quarterback or something. But I thought to myself, it's no way. So now, dun 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 dun, it's a trade. I got the Atlanta Falcons coming all the way up to number four to get their guy. The Atlanta Falcons will be sending their 14th overall pick and a third round pick and a fifth round pick to the Oakland Raiders. And they'll be coming up to select Ed Oliver, their guy, which I know a lot of people have mixed decision makings on Ed Oliver. Last year, he was looked at as one of the top players coming into this draft at the defensive end. Defensive tackle spot. He's a real good player. And yeah, he's a real good player at the defensive tackle spot. Okay, now with the fifth overall pick, the Bucks select Quentin Williams. I know the Bucks. They turned in their card after 10 seconds. They said, "What? Quentin Williams is here? He's the number one player in this draft." Quentin Williams goes to the Bucks with number five. None to be nor to be said. Number six. I know the Giants. They've been having all the smoke about we don't want a quarterback at six. We're taking an edge rusher. I got the Giants going ahead and taking Dwayne Haskins with the number six pick. I'm not buying all the smoke they selling. I'm not buying that smoke. And with the number seven pick, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Jawan Taylor, a tackle. They need to make sure they just got the 20 plus $1 million man over there. They got to protect him. They got to protect him. Let me see. With the eighth pick, I got the Detroit Lions selecting Rashad Gary. Keeping him home. Keeping him in Michigan for you. Keeping him in Michigan. And now, dun 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 dun, I got a trade to announce. The Washington Redskins are coming up to select Drew Lock, quarterback. And they had to give up for this selection. They gave up their 15th overall pick, and they gave up their they gave up a 2020 first round pick to move up those spots. What can I just say? They need a quarterback, so they got to get someone on the center. If you saw last year, when they had Alex Smith, they were having one of the best seasons. They was leading the NFC East. So you go ahead and get your guy up in there, get your quarterback, and try to go ahead and do it all over again. Okay. We got, the Broncos. There will be selecting Devin White. LSU linebacker, this guy goes from sideline to sideline. Ain't much I can say about him. You know, they need a guy like this in Denver to go along with Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, Chris Harris Jr. in their defense. They need someone like this to be in the middle of their defense. And we got the Cincinnati Bengals getting Devin Bush, linebacker, Michigan. It's just a really big need there. And I was really leaning towards maybe a quarterback here, but then I noticed what quarterback was to take this high in the draft, because all the other guys, they're off the board at this point. So then I thought they really need a linebacker, so I got old Devin Bush up in there for. I got the Packers with the 12th overall pick selecting Jonah Williams, tackle from Alabama. They need to make sure they protect Aaron Rodgers. He's getting older now, so he's going to need that protection so he can stay healthy and stay upright, and they can make sure they get back up into the the top of the NFL. And with the 13th overall pick, I have the Miami Dolphins selecting Christian Wilkins, which right now, I know the elephant in the room, people are saying, oh, they really need a quarterback. They really need a quarterback. But from what everybody's been hearing, I've been hearing the same thing. Dolphins, they want to wait until 2019, 2020. They want to wait to get their quarterback. They want to rebuild, start from scratch, build their team up, get some good players in the draft, and then next year, the year after that, take that quarterback and make sure so he wasn't coming into nothing. Because Miami right now it's a bit light over there. So they need to just build up their team and then come back the next year or the year after that and draft their quarterback. With the number 14 overall pick, we have the Raiders selecting Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, in my opinion, has ooze of potential. I know people talk about his heart condition or whatnot, but I saw last season they took another guy. This had the disease even worse. So, guess when you think about it, now they will take a risk like this, even at 14, because they know they need an edge rusher, and this would be a good guy they can get, and they can build on the tools he already has. The 15 overall pick, we have the Bills. They was up that high. They was thinking, we can't get this guy right here, but if we trade down, we can get him. You know where I got the Bills taking DK Metcalf. Seems like in the offseason they went out and they got John Brown, they got Cole Beasley, but you know what, John Brown, Cole Beasley, them are second-tier receivers. Now, John Brown, he's a good receiver, but he's more of a slot guy. You got DK Metcalf, that big physical guy on the outside, and that even that can stretch the field. That big guy, Josh Allen, can throw up too. He got a good catch radius. Yeah. And with the number 16 overall pick, I have the Carolina Panthers select Cody Ford, offensive lineman. Just protect Cam Newton. That's all. That's all I just gotta say. They was talking this year that he might even miss the first part of the season. I mean, he might even miss this season. So protect Cam Newton. Save Cam Newton. We got the Giants with the number 17 overall pick selecting Andre Dillard, tackle. What can I just say? You saw that offensive line last season. Saquon Barkley, sometimes he was getting tackled in the backfield, the back of the field. Eli Manning was getting sacked in the back of the field. Now, but they got Dwayne Haskins coming in. You got to protect your guy. You took him at 6, your franchise quarterback. You have to protect him. And to give him a tackle, that's the best way to protect him. Now, I have the Vikings. I looked on my board. I said, this guy's available? I can't believe this guy's available. The Vikings taking T.J. Hockenson. Out of tight end out of Iowa. He is a really good player. He can bring a lot of different things to their team, which I know people going to say they already have Kyle Rudolph, but most systems now, they're going to move, everybody's system trying to move to the tight end set, which T.J. Hockenson, he can block in the run game. He can catch it over the middle, help Kirk Cousins out, get old Kirk Cousins some help, because it seems like it's really all they missing. They get their offensive line together, and which they brought in some guys in free agency, so they wasn't really forced to take an offensive lineman here. And then, Vikings, they want to run that football, so T. Higgins is going to help them run that football. Got the Tennessee Titans with number 19 overall pick, selecting James Bradbury. This guy right here, he can play. He can play center. He can play guard. You need him to be on your offensive line to protect whoever you have back there. They traded for Ryan Tannehill this year, but whoever it is, if it's him or Marcus Mariota, you have to go ahead and protect whoever you have behind center. And with the 20th overall pick, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting Greedy Williams. I know a lot of people said, he doesn't really like to tackle or whatnot. Well, but they thinking right now, they got Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden's on the other side of 30. And you got to know that it's going to come up. And then, which they already do need a cornerback. So, besides Joe Hayden, who's there? And see, that's what I'm thinking in my mind when I'm thinking about Greedy Williams being picked here. Okay, number 21. I got a trade to announce. I have the Kansas City Chiefs trading up to number 21 to grab a guy that they didn't think that was going to be there when they got to their pick. They give up the 29th pick and a second-round pick to move up for 21, which isn't a bad deal once you think about who they're going to get. They're getting Cleveland Farrell, which they gotta rebuild that defense right now. You got Patrick Mahomes and you got that offense is clicking, it's going. Now you got to rebuild that defense. Get you a guy like Cleveland Farrell to pair up with Chris Jones. That's something right there. And with the 22 overall pick, I have the Baltimore Ravens selected N'Keal Harry. Which N'Keal Harry, he's one of my top wide receivers in this draft. For the Ravens to get him at number 2, I do think he has the potential to become a number 1 wide receiver. So this is good value they getting at 22, which they really need someone for Lamar Jackson to throw the ball to. And with the 23rd overall pick, I have the Houston Texans selecting Caleb McGarry, I mean, I really sat up there and thought, but I couldn't really give it any more thought. You got to protect Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson almost got killed last year. He got hit, tackled so many times, and just as me, as a Colts fan, I already know how it is when your quarterback is getting beat up every season. Protect that man. With the 24th pick, I have the Oakland Raiders selecting Noah Fant, tight end. Out. Was just adding another weapon for Derek Carr. He already got AB, Tyrell Williams, get him another weapon. We got to see what else we can get him with their with their third first round pick in this draft. And then at 25, we have the Eagles selecting Greg Little. I understand that people probably say, man, Greg Little is a second round player, but like I keep on saying, you got your left tackle, Jason Peters. He's been there forever, bro. Jason Peterson, he just got injured the other season, so you can't just expect him to keep on coming back and keep on playing. He's getting older and older. You got to go ahead and get someone there. Greg Little, going to protect the money for you. With the 26th overall pick, I have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Brian Burns. The reason why I have them selecting Brian Burns is even though they got Justin Houston in free agency, they still need a guy because I always hear about Chris Ballard. He said he wants to have a deep defensive line, and you can get a guy like Brian Burns, which they've done a lot of work on, done a lot of studying on, they've done all their due diligence on. I heard that he was a player that they really liked. So this is them running up to the board, selecting Brian Burns. One of those players. He's physically gifted and he has the ability to do it. He has some moves and everything. He got all that together. He just got to keep on, putting it together, which he can become a great pass rusher, which he will become a great pass rusher because he got that boy Matt Eberflus in there. Matt Eberflus is going to get him up in there. We probably going to go meet with Robin Mathis and learn some pass rushing skills from him too. So we got the Oakland Raiders selecting Joshua Jacobs with the 27th overall pick. Joshua Jacobs, what can I say? Oakland Raiders. Who do you have back there at the running back position? I don't know. I don't see. I can't tell. So that's one thing right there. They got old Joshua Jacobs. Joshua Jacobs gonna be a guy. He's gonna come in. He's gonna produce. He's a good player. Doesn't have that much tread on the tires. Pretty good. Let me see. With the 28th overall pick, I have the Los Angeles Chargers selecting Dexter Lawrence, a guy that they can come in and play, and a guy that they can build up to a different type of player. Which right now he's gonna stop the run. He can give you some pass rush too, but you're gonna have to. That's something you're gonna have to grow with him for right now. But it's a good player because the Chargers, they don't really need too much. They're a pretty good stacked team. Let me see. Seattle Seahawks earlier, they traded down to 29. I got them selecting Nasir Adderley, a guy that has the potential to become a good free safety in the league. They need somebody now. Earl Thomas, he's gone. He's in Baltimore right now. So you need to get another guy there that's going to really help that defense and help you with this rebuild. Get a great player like Nasir Adderley. Okay. For the 30th overall pick, I have the Green Bay Packers selecting Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown from Oklahoma. You got to give Aaron Rodgers another weapon to stretch out that field. And Hollywood Ryan can stretch out that field too. And he can work the little underneath stuff too. And he can stretch the field out for you. So, I mean, that's just a great pick right there for Aaron Rodgers. Then at number 31, I have the Rams selecting Eric McCoy. At the time, I had almost forgot. Yeah, I had almost forgot. But he's a guy that can just come in, help you right now because you need that offensive line. They could have went a myriad of different ways. They could have selected a D tackle. They could have selected, well, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to change that right now. Eric McCoy, I'm not going to pick him right here. We're going to have them take Jerry Tillery. Jerry Tillery, which is a guy I'm really not high on like everyone else. But, you know, if you're across from if he's something, he can be what Sue was for them at a cheaper package. And he's across from Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's going to see a lot of double teams, so he's going to be wide open, and it's going to be a good situation for him. He gets to play with one of the best defensive tackles I done seen in a long time. I ain't going to lie. Aaron Donald might better get ready because his Hall of Fame bust is coming. That dude's a beast. And with the 32 overall pick, I have a trade. The Denver Broncos are climbing back up, and they're getting Daniel Jones. They trade a second-round pick and a future second-round pick to New England, which New England, they like to always recruit them picks for next year and years after that because they really felt like it was nobody here for them to pick. So they went on ahead and they traded on down, which Daniel Jones got to put a little heat on Flacco. Flacco, he ain't, that's because he went on that Super Bowl run. Flacco ain't really done nothing since then. So you got to make sure you always put heat on them players like that. The older players light a fire up under them. Daniel Jones, he can be your guy when Joe Flacco leave you. When you let Joe Flacco walk, Daniel Jones can be your guy. He ain't gonna go out there and throw for 40 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns. He just gonna be a solid game manager for your team. And if you got a good defense and weapons around him, offensive line, he can win some games for you. So, all right then. That's been my mock draft. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching my videos and everything. Thanks for the comment, the subscribing, all the appreciation. All the positive vibes y'all show with me. And yeah. All right then. Bye.